Have you just installed Linux Mint 22.3? Don't start using it yet. In this video, I'll show you 12 essential settings that can completely transform your experience, from better performance and security to useful customization. Linux Mint 22.3 is a stable, fast, and user-friendly Linux distribution, perfect for both beginners and advanced users. Right after installation, a few important tweaks can significantly improve usability, hardware compatibility, and overall system behavior. Watch this video and set up Linux Mint the right way from day one. The first step after installing Linux Mint is to customize your working environment. The desktop and the bottom bar are the main access points for applications, files, and system functions. If the panel is too small, it can be difficult to quickly click your favorite apps. To adjust the panel, right-click on the bottom bar and select Panel Settings. In the window that appears, choose Customize, Panel Height, and increase the size to a comfortable level, for example, 48 pixels. You can also adjust applets and add widgets such as the clock, volume control, or network indicator to keep essential information visible. The desktop can be organized to allow quick and visual access to files. Right-click on the desktop, choose Customize, Desktop Settings, and enable icons for home, trash, and mounted drives. This keeps important files and external drives always within reach. In Customize, you can also change icon size to large for better visibility. Additionally, you can change the theme or wallpaper to create a comfortable and personalized environment. Desktop customization not only makes the system more visually appealing, but also increases productivity by making everything more intuitive and accessible. Updating the system is essential immediately after installing Linux Mint. Even if the ISO image is recent, software packages and security components are constantly updated. An unpatched system can be vulnerable to security breaches or incompatible with certain applications. Open Update Manager from the menu and, for better speeds, change the download source to a local mirror. This allows faster package downloads and reduces waiting time. In Update Manager, click Install Updates and wait for the process to complete. Update Manager will display update details, including security patches, kernel updates, and newer versions of applications. In addition to security, updates bring performance improvements and bug fixes. It's recommended to enable automatic updates in Update Manager so the system stays up to date without manual intervention. You can also periodically check for important updates for the kernel, drivers, or applications such as Firefox and LibreOffice to ensure a fully stable experience. Updating the system is the first step toward a secure, fast, and reliable Linux Mint setup. Linux Mint automatically detects most hardware components, but for maximum performance, proprietary drivers are often required, especially for graphics cards. NVIDIA GPUs, for example, work optimally only with official drivers. Open Driver Manager from the menu and let Linux Mint scan your hardware. You will see the available drivers along with the system's recommendation. For an NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1660 Super, choose the recommended driver. Installing the proprietary driver provides full support for OpenGL, Vulkan, and hardware-accelerated rendering technologies, which are essential for gaming, video editing, and 3D applications. After installation, restart the system to apply the changes. If you're using a laptop with dual GPUs, integrated plus dedicated, you can configure switching between them for better power efficiency. Proper driver installation improves stability, reduces display bugs, and optimizes overall system performance. Linux Mint does not include all audio and video codecs for legal reasons. To enjoy a complete multimedia experience, Multimedia Codecs can be installed easily. Just open the menu, search for Multimedia Codecs, and the installation will start automatically. No terminal commands are required. This installs the required codecs for MP3, MP4, AVI, MKV, DVD, playback, and other popular formats. After installation, you'll be able to play music, movies, and online videos without issues. The codecs also enable proper subtitle playback and full functionality in applications such as VLC or Kdenlive. It's recommended to install codecs immediately after updating the system to avoid playback errors. Some applications may request additional codecs, but most common formats will work perfectly after this step. Installing Multimedia Codecs is essential for anyone using the system for entertainment or media creation. Even though Linux Mint is relatively secure out of the box, enabling the firewall adds an extra layer of protection. The firewall controls network traffic, preventing unauthorized access and reducing the risk of malware attacks. Open Menu, Firewall, enter the administrator password, and enable it. By default, Linux Mint uses UFW, Uncomplicated Firewall, which is easy to configure. If you wish, you can review and adjust the default rules, for example, block traffic from specific IP addresses or allow access only for certain applications. Enabling the firewall does not slow down the system and is a mandatory security step, especially if you frequently connect to public networks. Combined with regular updates and backups, the firewall protects personal data and enhances overall system security. One of the most important steps after installing Linux Mint is setting up regular backups. Even though the system is stable, unexpected errors can occur after updates, software installations, or incorrect configuration changes. Linux Mint includes Timeshift, a dedicated backup and restore tool that creates system snapshots. Open Timeshift from the menu and choose the recommended snapshot type, rsync, which is stable and efficient for most users. Next, configure the backup frequency, daily, weekly, or monthly, depending on how often you use the system, and make important changes. Choose the storage location, such as another HDD, an external SSD, or a dedicated directory on your local partition. Timeshift allows you to restore the system to a previous state if something goes wrong. For example, after a kernel update or installing problematic software, you can quickly roll back without losing personal data. Configuring automatic backups with Timeshift saves time and reduces stress when issues arise, making it an essential preventive measure for any Linux Mint user. Once the system is updated and secured, the next step is installing the applications you need for work, creativity, or entertainment. Linux Mint comes with basic apps, but advanced or creative users often require additional software. My recommendations include Kdenlive, a full-featured video editor, ideal for editing and effects. Audacity, for audio recording and editing. OBS Studio, for live streaming and video recording. VLC Media Player, compatible with virtually all audio and video formats. GIMP, a powerful graphics editor, an alternative to Photoshop. KeePass XC, a secure and open source password manager. VirtualBox, software for running virtual machines. Steam, a digital distribution platform for games. You can install these applications either from Software Manager or via the terminal. It's recommended to install applications right after updating the system to benefit from updated dependencies and the latest versions. You can also organize apps in the Mint menu and set shortcuts on the desktop or panel for quick access. Choosing the right applications optimizes your workflow and turns Linux Mint into a fully functional system. For a smooth experience without unexpected interruptions, it's recommended to adjust the default screensaver and power settings. By default, Linux Mint may turn off the screen or suspend the system after a few minutes of inactivity, which can be annoying during movie playback or long work sessions. For the screensaver, go to System Settings, Screensaver, Screensaver Settings, and set delay before starting the screensaver to 15 minutes or more, depending on your preference. This prevents the screensaver from activating during use. For power settings, open System Settings, Power Management, Power Options, and Set. Turn off the screen when inactive, never. Suspend when inactive, never. These adjustments are especially important if you use Linux Mint on a desktop or for tasks that require continuous application execution. You can still enable power saving only when on battery if you're using a laptop. Adjusting screensaver and power settings improves comfort and productivity. Applications that start automatically at boot can slow down the system and consume unnecessary resources. Linux Mint provides a simple tool to manage them, Startup Applications. Open Menu, Startup Applications to see the list of programs that launch automatically. You can disable unnecessary or rarely used applications such as Bluetooth if you don't regularly use wireless peripherals. In addition to disabling unwanted apps, you can add programs you want to start automatically, such as note managers, messaging apps, or system monitoring tools. Managing startup applications reduces boot time and optimizes system resources. It's recommended to review this list periodically, especially after installing new software. This way, Linux Mint will be faster and more efficient from startup. For compatibility with Microsoft Office documents and other Office software, installing Microsoft fonts is recommended. Without them, documents may display incorrectly or use substitute fonts. Installation is simple via the menu, Software Manager. Type MScore fonts in the search bar, Select the package from the results and click Install. This package includes popular fonts such as Arial, Times, New Roman, Verdana, and Calibri. After installation, these fonts will be available in LibreOffice, GIMP, and other Office or graphic applications. It's best to install these fonts before working with documents received from others or from the workplace. Beyond compatibility, additional fonts improve the visual appearance of documents and presentations, providing a more professional look. They can also be used in graphic design and photo editing to create visually appealing materials. If you're using an SSD, enabling trim is essential for maintaining performance and extending the drive's lifespan. Trim helps the file system identify unused blocks, reducing wear, and maintaining write speeds. I recommend enabling periodic trim using fstrim point timer instead of continuous trim, which may affect performance. To enable trim, run the commands you can find in the video description. This sets a timer to run automatically once a week, maintaining the SSD without user intervention. You can check trim status with this command. Enabling trim not only preserves SSD write speed, but also prevents premature drive degradation and ensures consistent long-term performance. This is a critical step for SSD users, whether on laptops or desktops. Eye protection is often overlooked, especially if you work at night or in low-light environments. Linux Mint includes the Night Light feature, which reduces blue light and adjusts screen colors to minimize eye strain. Open Menu, Night Light, and enable the feature. You can set an automatic schedule, such as activating at sunset and deactivating at sunrise. Nightlight adjusts color intensity based on time, reducing negative effects on sleep and visual comfort. This feature is especially useful for users who spend many hours in front of a screen. Nightlight can be combined with brightness and contrast adjustments to provide a more comfortable visual experience and protect eye health over the long term. Enabling Nightlight is a simple but highly effective step toward a healthier and more comfortable working environment. As you've seen, Linux Mint 22.3 is an excellent operating system right out of the box, but its true power appears after applying these essential settings. From updates, drivers, and security to backups, performance, and visual comfort, each of these steps contributes to a faster, safer, and more enjoyable system. If you complete these steps immediately after installation, you'll avoid many long-term issues and end up with a Linux Mint system optimized exactly for your needs. If this video helped you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss future tutorials about Linux Mint. Thanks for watching until the end, and I'll see you in the next video.